Welcome back, dear students, to part 2 of Entertainment and History, that is lesson number 6. Now, we're going to start with Marathi theatre. In the previous part, we have already studied about various sources of entertainment like puppetry, the bhajan, kirtan, bharud, lalit, etc. Now, we're going to see how Marathi theatre also played a very important role in entertaining the Indian people and its history. I hope all of you all have your textbooks open, page number 42. Let's begin Marathi theatre. Theatre is a place devoted to performances, either solo or collective, of performing arts. Participation of the artist as well as the audience is essential for a successful performance. Of course, when you are performing, you would want an audience, right? So without the audience, the artist is worthless on stage. All right, so both play a very important role, the artist as well as the audience. The theatre comprises of several factors such as the script, the director, artists, makeup, costume, stage, art design, that is the backdrop, lighting, arrangement, you have the audience and the critics. So, all these are various factors which make up the theatre and also play a very important role. Dance and music can also be a part of a drama. A drama is usually enacted with the help of dialogues. Of course, when you are performing a play, you have various characters and you need to interact with those characters in order to show the audience what the plot is or what the story is. And therefore, dialogues play a very important role. However, you also have mime. Mime is only where you, through actions, expressions, you can use it as a way of expressing or connecting to the audience. The rulers of the Bhosle family of Tanjore were great patrons of drama. A patron means a follower of or a great admirer of. Some of them had written a few plays and also translated Sanskrit plays. The 19th century saw a great development of Marathi theatre. Vishnudas Bhave, we've already spoken about him, he was the pioneer, is known as the father of Marathi theatre. Please underline, this can come as an objective type question. Sita Svayambar was the first play presented by him. Please underline that as well. The movement started by Vishnudas Bhave was followed in Maharashtra by historical, mythological, and also light farcical stage plays. Farcical, where you make fun of something, but you're also bringing out a moral. You're teaching the people through these plays, okay, by making fun of it. The farcical plays dealt with social issues in a humorous way. Initially, no written scripts were used. Often, only the lyrics were written down, but the dialogues used to be spontaneous. So, here we see that many a times, especially in the initial days of Marathi theatre, the characters had to, be spontaneous in their dialogues. However, when they had to sing certain songs, especially when we are talking about music and dance, played a more important role. So that the lyrics was written down, but for dialogues there was no written script. Now V.J. Kirtane, please underline, was the first author who wrote the script of Thorle Madhavrao Peshwe in 1861, and its printed copy was made available. This was the beginning of the tradition of having a complete written script ready before staging a play. From then onwards, alright, it became essential or became part of the drama or the theatre to have a written script prepared before the play could begin, so that the characters knew exactly when they needed to speak, when there was going to be a dance, when there was music going to be played, alright, to have everything jotted down. In the latter half of the 19th century, Balkrishna Bhuva Ichalkaranjikar made special efforts to introduce classical khayal music in Maharashtra. After him, Ustad Aladia Khan, Ustad Abdul Karim Khan, and Ustad Rahimat Khan, please underline all these names, contributed in a great way. So you have classical music slowly that entered into Marathi theatre. Before it might have just been folk music. Their efforts helped in developing a taste for classical music among the audience in Maharashtra. The growing popularity of classical music resulted in the origin of musical Marathi theatre. Very important. The musical plays meaning where even the dialogues have been sung, alright? Plays of Kirloskar Mandali became very popular. Please underline. Sangeet Shakuntal, written by Annasaheb Kirloskar, earned a great popularity. Another musical play, Sharda, written by Govind Balal Deval, is quite important as it comments in a humorous style of the evil custom of marrying young girls to aged men. So you see how by using entertainment they are trying to educate the people about the social evils that existed in the society. Also, plays such as Muknayak, written by Shripad Krishna Kolhatkar, Sangeet Man Apman, written by Krishnaji Prabhakar Khadilkar, and Ekats Pyala, written by Ram Ganesh Gadkari, are important in the history of Marathi theatre. Now, for this lesson, you have a lot of names and a lot of work that is done by them. So, please make a table where you write the name of the person and you write what work has been done by them, what movie has been produced or written by them, author of whatever book, scripts that they have written. All these are very essential, especially when it comes to objective type questions. All right. The popular plays written by Acharya Atre, like Sashtang Namaskar, Udhyacha Sansar, Ghara Baher, etc., helped the Marathi theatre to sustain through a temporary decline. So there might have been a time when people weren't really going to the theatres to watch these plays. But there are a few noteworthy plays that kept the Marathi theatre alive. The recent plays based on historical themes like Raigadala Jevha Jug Yete and Ithe Oshalala Mrityu by Vasant Kanetkar. Please underline these, very important. Next, you have Ghashiram Kotwal by Vijay Tendulkar. Tilak Ani Agarkar by Vishram Bedekar became very popular. The Marathi stage continued to get enriched because of its varied subjects and types of plays. Marathi stage artists of the bygone long ago, like Ganpatrao Joshi, Narayan Rao Rajahamsa, more popularly known as Bal Gandharva, Keshav Rao Bhosle, Chintaman Rao Kolhatkar, and Ganpatrao Bodas are still remembered as great actors. So even though they were, famous actors in the past, they have left back a legendary name for themselves. The early Marathi plays were staged on open grounds. So before, these plays were performed on open grounds where you did not have, maybe changing rooms and a lot of backdrops, music, lights. It was just done on an open ground. When the British were here, they built the first closed theatres like Playhouse, Ripon, and Victoria in Mumbai. Please underline those names. Thereafter, the shows of Marathi plays gradually took to closed theatres. Later on, they began to perform in these closed theatres. Now, there are two boxes given to you. Do you know? The first one talks about a particular um, drama that was written by Khadilkar, known as Khichakvad. It is a metaphorical drama to denounce the British government. Metaphorical, indirectly showing how cruel the British government was, although it was based on a Mahabharata event, okay, where each character represented some uh, character that was we were familiar with. Like for example, Draupadi represents the helpless mother India, and you have Kichaka, which represents the insolent viceroy Lord Curzon, so showing the cruelty of that particular viceroy in India. And through these plays, indirectly showing how cruel the British rule was in India, and also how we needed to get together and overthrow the British rule. The next one talks about the renowned author poet Vishnu Vaman Shivarkar, also known as Kusumagraj. He was very famous, who wrote the Nut Samrat, which was after or based very similarly to the Shakespearean play, that is King Lear. All right, and you have a lot of popular actors that began to stage this play. All right, so I want you to read through that. Protagonist is nothing but the lead character. All right, now we come to the Indian film industry. Now, cinema is a medium that brings together art and technology. With the technology of motion pictures, the film industry came into being. It gave rise to the era of silent movies. I'm sure all of you have at least seen, Charlie Chaplin movies where there is no dialogues being said, all right, through actions, through gestures, and just by enacting, all right, you can uh, express your emotions through these silent movies. Later, the technology of sound recording was introduced and the age of sound movies began. The honor of making and releasing the first full length movie goes to Maharashtra. Please underline, very important. We should be proud that this particular honor goes to the state of Maharashtra. Maharashtra is known as the land that nurtured the Indian film industry. The contribution of Madan Rao Madhavrao Pitale and Patwardhan family of Kalyan, Harishchandra Sakharam Bhatwadkar, also known as Save Dada, is very important in the development of Indian movies. Later, Gopal Ramchandra Torne, known as Dada Saheb Torne, and A.P. Karandikar, S.N. Patankar, V.P. Devekar, I hope all of you are underlining all these names, sought help from foreign technicians and made a movie entitled Pundalik. Please underline. So, with the help of foreign technicians, this particular movie was released using their technology. It was released in Mumbai in 1912. Please underline that Raja Harishchandra, a movie directed by Dadasaheb Phalke, was the first to be processed completely in India without the help of any foreign technicians. Everything was done in India itself. It was released in Mumbai in 1913. He also created silent movies named as Mohini Bhasmasur, Savitri Satyavana, also documentaries on the rock cut caves of Verul and pilgrim centers of Nasik and Triambakeshwar. Later, a tradition of making movies on historical and mythological subjects came into being. So, we see slowly how gradually the film industry, all right, by starting off with silent movies, then learning how to record sound using the help of foreign technicians, and also having a movie that was completely processed and produced in India, in our own country, became very, very famous. We see the progress that has taken place. Anandrao Painter, the first one to make a cine camera of Indian make, also got interested in making of movies. His cousin Baburao Painter, also known as Mistri, please underline, made Sai Randri in 1918. He made the first historical movie, Simghar, which was a silent one. He also created historical movies like Kalyancha Khajina, Baji Prabhu Deshpande, and Netaji Palkar. He also made a movie on a realistic social issue entitled Savakari Pash. In 1925, Balaji Pendarkar made a movie entitled Bajirao Mastani. Please underline all these names, children, it's very, very important. However, the British government suspected it to be a medium of spreading nationalistic sentiments and it was banned. So, at that time, even when the British were in India, we began to make these movies in order to educate the people on certain issues. There were some movies that the British did not like. They believed that we were trying to instigate the people to start a conflict or an uprising against the British, and therefore they banned certain movies. All right, can we proceed? Next, we come to Kamlabai Mangalurkar was the first woman producer. Please underline, she produced Savalya Tandil and Pannadai, which was in Hindi. Ram Shastri, a movie made by Prabhat Company in 1944, became very popular. In the post independence period, a few movies were made on historical themes. Acharya Atre made a movie on the life of Mahatma Phule. So, dealing with historical leaders, historical themes in order to bring about patriotism among the people. And Vishram Bedekar made a movie on the life of Vasudev Balwant Phadke. Dinakar D. Patil made a movie entitled Dhanya Te Santaji Dhanaji. Underline. Bal Shivaji, the movie made by Prabhakar Pandarkar, also needs a special mention. Now, here it talks about how the government created a special division only to make documentary films. Alright, and it was named as Films Division. The documentaries released by this division used to be shown in the cinema theaters before the beginning of the main movie, something like a trailer. Alright, in order for the people to be aware of various issues. Sant Tukaram is a movie to have received international acclaim. It was shown in the International Film Festival in Paris. I'm giving you a small little shot there. Okay, so it talks about the life of Sant Tukaram, and Vishnupant Pagnis acted as Sant Tukaram in this film. Historical movies were also made in Hindi. The next paragraph talks about all the various movies that were made in the pre-independence period, like Sikandar, Tansen, Samrat Chandragupta. I want all of you all to underline all of that. It also speaks about the movies that were based on Indian struggle for independence, such as Andolan, Jhansi Ki Rani. They all are very, very famous and deserve a mention. Now we come to the production studios such as Bombay Talkies, Rajkamal Production, RK Studios, Nav Ketan played a significant role in the development of the Indian film industry. They were the ones that produced certain movies. Now we have studied so much about entertainment, about films, about Marathi theatre. How is it going to be advantageous to have professional opportunities? Students of history can avail of many professional opportunities in the field of drama and movies. In drama, in order to achieve accuracy of stage backdrops on the stage, deep knowledge of the history of arts and architecture of the concerned period is essential. If you are putting up a stage or if you're putting up a play based on religious topics or maybe a mythological play, so, someone with the knowledge of the architecture, of the kind of backdrop that needs to be portrayed for the people to understand it even more, someone should have that kind of knowledge. Experts in these fields can work as an art director or a consultant. The script writers, as well as dialogue writers, need assistance of experts in languages and the history of languages. If you're talking about a certain age or a certain era, you need to know what kind of language was used, all right, and a person who has expertise in that field can be very, very useful. Now we come to cinema. The art directors of movies create the backdrop designs of atmosphere, costume, and jewelry, makeup, hairstyle, etc., suitable to the times of the theme of the movie. We see a lot of these drama based movies, all right, where you see that everything is, seen to detail when it's regard to the jewelry, the type of hairstyle, the kind of costume, makeup, everything has to be up to detail. So the scholars of history can work in this field as art directors or as consultants to the art directors. They can be like an advisor to tell the art director how exactly to go about certain things. To write movie dialogues, knowledge of the culture and language as spoken in the concerned period is necessary. Experts in these fields can find many professional opportunities. So, people who have good knowledge about certain languages, the way that they used to be, words used to be pronounced, okay, also the knowledge of the culture at that time, all this plays a very important role, especially if you want your movie to do well. So attention to detail plays a very important role here, and you need to have people who are experts. So therefore, people who have knowledge, they are students of history who have studied about it, and therefore it can be a great opportunity to take it up as a profession. All right, so with that, children, we come to the end of this lesson. We come to the end of part 2. Now, in your textbooks, page number 45, from the exercise section, part 1, that is 1A, B, and question number 2, please do it in the textbook itself. 3, 4, and 5, you need to write in your classwork books. I hope all of you are writing your notes. All right, and with that, we come to the end of our lesson. I hope all of you all have understood. Thank you, children, and have a wonderful day. God bless you all.